From Software, the abusive ex you just can't let go of. Maybe I'm a masochist, but I love all of their games. Dark Souls Remastered was on sale a few months back, and I just started playing it. And man, it's an experience. Mostly fun, slightly soul crushing. Anyway, I figured I could make a video going over a few helpful tips for other first timers so that y'all will have a smoother experience your first time around. These are all like super random tips, but each one helped me get over a hump at different points of the game. Some are more obvious than others, but they're all good. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is possibly the most important tip on this list. Uh, From Software loves great swords. So what you want to do to make your life easier, get the Zweihander. Everyone says they want to try different builds and stuff. If you're having a hard time, your best choice is to just go for a strength build. Get a full strength build, get the Zweihander, and you are going to do so much better. So once you beat Undead Asylum, which is essentially, the tutorial stage, you'll end up at Firelink Shrine. On the edge of the shrine, there's a graveyard with several skeleton enemies. Full transparency, these skeletons are far above your level. Do not fight them, run past them. They will kill you. But you can find the Zweihander on a big tombstone in the back of the graveyard, and it will change the game for you. Big swords and weapons like the Zweihander will just flatten enemies. They do huge damage, and they will just lay the enemy out. If the enemy's too big to get laid out, sometimes it'll just stagger, but either way, it's doing huge damage. It interrupts everything. It'll carry you through the game. I've gotten at least halfway through this game with that weapon alone. Didn't switch out, didn't try anything new. That I just stuck with it, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. For most of this video, you're going to see me using the Zweihander because it's just easier when getting footage to just use this weapon. It's got big swinging attacks, and it's got the R2 is a big overhead attack, which that's the staggering one that does all the damage. It's some pretty small numbers here because I'm over leveled for this area, but later you'll see me in like Anor Londo facing bigger things, and I still do significant damage there. Do not use the Firekeeper Anastasia Stole. So if you haven't gotten there yet, then spoilers, but if you free the Golden Knight Lautrec, he will eventually kill the Firekeeper who is locked underneath Firelink Shrine. This makes the bonfire unusable. I advise still saving him because this quest gives you his ring, and it's one of the best rings in the game, at least in my opinion. It drastically raises your health, equivalent load, and stamina. Getting the ring allowed me to put on this armor set that would have taken like 10 more levels to wear. However, you don't have to trade the Firekeeper for the ring. After he kills her, you'll be given an item to invade his world and retrieve her soul. Once you do this, do not use any Firekeeper souls until you have revived her. Her soul is not named, and I almost used it. You've been warned. Just in case you didn't know, you use Firekeeper souls to enhance your Estus flasks, so don't enhance your Estus flasks until you've returned her soul. If you are losing, run away. Don't fight a battle you can't win. Most enemies have some sort of maximum distance they can move away from their spawn point before they stop and backtrack. If you are losing, especially if you're unhallowed, if you've stacked up humanities, or you have a lot of souls, there's no point in killing yourself. Just rest at a bonfire and try again. It sounds obvious, but it's easy to get caught up in the moment and forget that simply leaving and trying again is an option. Plus, you can use a homeward bone, and you'll just teleport back to your last bonfire. You should be seeing some footage of me fighting the centipede demon. It almost killed me, but I popped a humanity and I survived. This might be obvious, but don't be afraid to use your humanity as a healing item if you're in a pinch. So far as I'm aware, it'll fully heal you as long as you can finish the animation. You might be hesitant because humanity seems scarce, but they really aren't. Try to only use them in a tight boss fight when you're confident you could win, or when exploring an area and you think you're close to a bonfire. It gives you that little push you need, and as long as you stick to those situations, you shouldn't worry about running out. It could mean the difference between restarting the boss fight or just finishing it and being done. Use your shield. In the more recent From Software games like Elden Ring, rolling is an effective and safe bet when used correctly. In Dark Souls, if you time your dodge correctly, there's a 50% chance you'll actually dodge the attack, and a 50% chance the game will just spit on you and you get hit anyway. Sometimes it's better to just get a solid shield and just tank the attack instead of trying to avoid it. You may take some damage through the shield, but it's better than trying to avoid it and getting swatted for full damage. If you select a shield with 100% physical damage reduction, most attacks will only take away stamina when they hit your shield. The more shields you find with higher damage reductions, the more appealing just tanking attacks becomes. Okay, those are 5 things I did on my playthrough of Dark Souls. Hopefully they help you as much as they helped me. I'll probably make more videos on Dark Souls at some later date, but that's all for now. Deuces.